Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in every life when you must stop waiting for motivation and start commanding your destiny. Success will not knock, it's attracted, and it's drawn to those who force themselves to do what others won't. While the world sleeps, you build. While others make excuses, you move. Because success doesn't belong to the talented, it belongs to the disciplined. And until you learn to force yourself into habits that demand greatness, life will keep giving you what's easy, not what's possible. And once you understand that success is something you become, not something you pursue, everything changes. You stop chasing outcomes and start crafting systems. You stop worrying about how long it will take and begin focusing on how consistent you can be. The game shifts from speed to sustainability, from bursts of effort to steady persistence. Because success isn't a race, it's a rhythm. It belongs to those who show up when it's hard, who repeat small disciplines long after the excitement has faded. There's a quiet dignity in persistence. When you rise every morning and continue your work without applause or recognition, you are planting seeds that the world will one day see. You may not notice growth right away, but each act of discipline adds another layer to your foundation. You are becoming unshakable, and the world cannot ignore the person who refuses to give up. The tragedy is that many never stay long enough to see the results of their effort. They stop right before the breakthrough, surrendering to frustration or doubt. They forget that discipline takes time to mature. The first weeks of change will test your patience. You'll question whether it's worth it. You'll wonder if progress is happening at all. But that's when you must push harder. That's when character is being built, silently and invisibly. The power of habit is not in how it begins, but in how long it lasts. The early stages of forming new habits feel uncomfortable because you're breaking old patterns. Patterns built from years of comfort and convenience. But each day you push through, you weaken the old and strengthen the new. And one day you'll find yourself acting out of discipline without even thinking about it. The very things that once required effort become effortless. That's when you know the transformation is real. Habits are like gravity. Once established, they pull you in their direction without resistance. A negative habit drags you downward effortlessly. A positive habit lifts you upward with the same invisible force. The question is, which way are your habits pulling you? Every action you take is feeding one of two forces, growth or decline. There's no neutral ground. You are either reinforcing progress or reinforcing stagnation. That's why self-awareness is so crucial. You must watch your days closely. Notice what consumes your time, your energy, your attention. If you're honest, you'll see patterns that either serve you or sabotage you. Replace what weakens you with what strengthens you. Trade idle scrolling for study. Replace complaining with gratitude. Trade distraction for focus. You cannot attract success while nurturing habits that repel it. And remember this, it's not the big dramatic decisions that shape your destiny. It's the quiet, consistent ones. The choice to read instead of wasting time. The decision to plan your day before it begins. The commitment to keep your word even when no one would notice if you didn't. These are the moments that define you. The ordinary disciplines that compound into extraordinary results. If you want to attract success, you must live as though success already depends on you. Because it does. You cannot wait for circumstances to improve before you change your habits. The world mirrors your inner discipline. When you commit to excellence, opportunities appear. When you show consistency, resources align. When you raise your standard, life responds accordingly. The universe favors the disciplined. There will be days when the weight of effort feels unbearable. You'll feel tired, inspired, and tempted to fall back into comfort. But it is precisely on those days that greatness is forged. Anyone can work when they feel motivated. Only the rare few continue when they feel nothing at all. And those few are the ones who separate themselves from the rest. Every act of persistence in the face of resistance is a declaration. I will not quit until my habits align with my purpose. Think of a sculptor chiseling away at marble. Each strike seems insignificant at first, but with time, a masterpiece emerges. The sculptor doesn't wait to feel inspired to continue. They trust the process. They know that each small strike matters. You too must see yourself as the sculptor of your own life. Your habits are your chisel. Your time is your marble. Each disciplined action is shaping something magnificent, even if you can't see it yet. And never forget the influence of environment. You cannot maintain great habits in a toxic atmosphere. If your surroundings drain your energy, if your company encourages laziness or distraction, you must protect your focus. Success demands that you be ruthless with what enters your mind and your space. Surround yourself with reminders of your goals, with people, books, and environments that reflect the future you're building, because your surroundings either reinforce your habits or erode them. Habits are also built through language. The words you speak shape your behavior. Stop telling yourself, "I can't," or "I'll try." Speak with conviction. Say, "I will," and "I am." The subconscious mind listens to repetition, and soon it begins to act on what it believes. Tell yourself you're disciplined long enough, and you'll start to act that way. Speak success into your routine. Train your language to match your vision. And while habits may begin as acts of discipline, they eventually become expressions of identity. You don't force yourself to brush your teeth every morning. You just do it, because it's part of who you are. In the same way, success habits must evolve into self-expression. Reading, planning, executing, reflecting, these must become extensions of who you are. When excellence becomes your nature, success becomes inevitable. You must also understand the balance between patience and urgency. Work every day with a sense of purpose, but also trust the timing of growth. Trees don't rush to bear fruit, yet they grow every day. So should you. Don't let impatience steal your discipline. Every day you show up, every small victory you win, every temptation you overcome, it's all compounding. What looks insignificant today will one day be the reason you succeed. People often talk about success as though it's something external, something to be caught. But it's not. Success is internal. It's a state of alignment between your thoughts, actions, and values. When your daily habits reflect your highest standard, success becomes a natural byproduct. You no longer need to chase it. It flows to you because you're in harmony with it. But alignment requires sacrifice. You cannot have discipline and comfort in equal measure. You cannot hold on to your excuses and your dreams at the same time. Something must go. You must decide what matters more, your momentary comfort or your ultimate growth. The day you choose discipline over ease, you take control of your destiny. The day you choose consistency over emotion, you begin to master life itself. And mastery is built in silence. It's built in those unseen hours when you practice, refine, and persist. The world may never applaud the early mornings, the late nights, or the countless repetitions, but it will see the results. It will call you talented, lucky, gifted, but you'll know the truth. You'll know it was discipline disguised as destiny. Every time you force yourself into a habit that aligns with your goals, you are voting for the person you want to become. Each vote strengthens that identity, and soon the old version of you no longer fits. You'll outgrow your excuses, your fears, and your doubts. You'll begin to crave progress instead of comfort, and that's when success begins to chase you, because you've become the kind of person it's drawn to. So keep building. Keep forcing yourself to do the things that strengthen your character. Keep showing up even when it's inconvenient. Because every act of discipline is a brick in the foundation of greatness. You may not see the full structure yet, but one day it will stand tall. A monument to your persistence, built by habits that once felt impossible, but eventually became who you are. And as you continue to live with this understanding, you'll notice something remarkable begin to happen. You'll start to feel a quiet confidence growing within you. It's not loud, it's not boastful, but it's unshakable. It's the kind of confidence that comes from knowing that you can rely on yourself, that you have control over your own behavior, and that your success is not dependent on chance or luck, but on the habits you've chosen to live by. You'll begin to walk differently, speak differently, think differently. There will be an inner calm, a stillness that others will notice. Because when you've mastered your habits, you've mastered the foundation of your life. You no longer chase validation or approval because you've built a relationship with yourself that's rooted in consistency and trust. Every time you follow through on a commitment, you strengthen that relationship. Every time you keep your word to yourself, your self-respect grows. Self-respect grows. And that self-respect is the true secret ingredient of lasting success. It's the unseen force that pushes you to do better, to demand more from yourself, and to expect excellence in everything you do. When you respect yourself, you stop tolerating mediocrity, not just in others, but in your own performance. You begin to see laziness for what it truly is, the slow decay of potential. You recognize excuses as thieves that steal your future, and you refuse to let them win. Each disciplined habit you practice becomes a declaration of independence. You're saying, I am in control. My life is my responsibility. My destiny is my design. There's no greater power than that. Because when you accept full ownership of your habits, you become unstoppable. You stop blaming circumstances, people, or luck. You realize that everything in life responds to what you repeatedly do, and once you understand that, you hold the key to transformation. The truth is, we are all sculpted by our daily routines. Your habits either polish you into a masterpiece or wear you down into mediocrity. You cannot escape this law. You cannot wish your way around it. You can only work your way through it. The person who chooses discipline every day gains something more valuable than comfort. They gain control. Control over their emotions, over their direction, over their future. And that control, that stability attracts success like a magnet. But remember this, discipline does not mean rigidity. It doesn't mean a life without joy or freedom. Quite the opposite. It's about creating the freedom to live fully, to have choices, to move through life without fear or chaos. Discipline builds the structure within which creativity and peace can thrive. Without it, even the most talented person will struggle. With it, even the most ordinary person can achieve extraordinary things. As you force yourself into better habits, you'll also face resistance from the world around you. People will question your dedication. They'll laugh at your consistency. They'll misunderstand your commitment. But that's only because your discipline reminds them of what they're avoiding in themselves. Do not let their opinions deter you. Let their disbelief become your drive, because in time, those same voices of doubt will turn into whispers of admiration. There's something powerful about the person who continues to work in silence, who keeps building, learning, improving without needing to announce it. You'll find that the more you commit to your path, the less you'll need to explain it. Your results will speak for you, and when that happens, success becomes inevitable, not because you were lucky, but because you were consistent. But even as success begins to show itself, never stop doing what brought you there. The habits that attract success are the same habits that sustain it. Many lose what they've built because they grow comfortable and forget the discipline that created their rise. Don't fall into that trap. Keep refining your process, keep sharpening your edge, keep honoring the small things that others overlook. Excellence is never one grand act, it's 1,000 small acts done faithfully, and those small acts extend beyond work and goals. They shape how you think, how you speak, how you treat others. When discipline becomes your nature, integrity becomes your companion. You stop cutting corners because your habits have trained you to value quality. You stop making excuses because you've learned the power of accountability. You start to understand that success isn't just about achieving, it's about becoming someone worthy of what you achieve. You'll also realize that the true battle of success is not fought in the outside world, it's fought within. The hardest part is not building wealth or status, but mastering the self. Every temptation to quit, Every urge to procrastinate, every moment of doubt is a test of will. And each time you overcome it, you strengthen your inner core. The stronger that core becomes, the less life can shake you. There will come a point where your habits begin to run deeper than desire. You'll act with discipline even when the world isn't watching. You'll make the right choice simply because it's who you are now. That's when you've crossed over from trying to becoming. You'll no longer say, "I'm forcing myself to do this." You'll say, "This is just what I do." That's mastery. But mastery doesn't happen overnight. It's born through repetition, through doing the right thing long enough that it becomes part of your DNA. You won't always see immediate results, and that's where most people falter. They expect fireworks, but success is more like sunrise. It happens gradually, quietly, until suddenly, everything is illuminated. You must trust that process. Even when the results are invisible, keep going. The habit itself is the reward, because it's making you stronger, sharper, more resilient. The act of discipline is changing who you are at the deepest level, preparing you for opportunities you can't yet see. The more disciplined you become, the luckier you appear, because preparation meets opportunity in ways others can't comprehend. Each day, remind yourself that habits don't only shape success, they shape destiny. Every time you choose growth over ease, you're casting a vote for the future you want. Every morning you rise early, every time you learn something new, every moment you choose to focus instead of drifting, you are designing your own life, and that design, over time, becomes undeniable. People will see the outer results, but only you will know the inner work it took, the sacrifices, the consistency, the self-control. You'll know that success didn't happen to you. It happened through you, because you built it with your own two hands, one habit at a time. So continue refining your routines. Continue forcing yourself into the habits that challenge you, because those are the ones that change you. There is no growth in ease, no transformation in comfort. Every time you resist what's easy, you are strengthening the discipline that will carry you through the challenges ahead. And one day, long after the effort has become natural, you'll look around and realize that everything you once dreamed of now surrounds you. Not because it was handed to you, but because you earned it. Your habits became the bridge between who you were and who you were meant to be. And though the journey may have demanded much of you, it gave you something far greater in return, the ability to command your own destiny. And as that realization settles in, you begin to understand that life itself is responding to your consistency. It's as though the universe has been waiting for you to prove that you are serious, that you are worthy of the opportunities you once wished for. You start to notice small shifts, a clearer mind, stronger focus, greater patience. These are the signs that your new habits are beginning to take root. You've stepped out of the chaos of chance and into the calm of control. You've become someone who no longer hopes for better days, but creates them through deliberate action. Each morning begins to feel like a new opportunity to build, to grow, to strengthen. You no longer dread the start of the day because you've aligned your life with purpose. The moment your feet touch the ground, you move with intention. You understand that your habits are not just tasks to complete. They are the framework of your identity. Every repetition is a statement of who you are becoming, and with each passing day, you rise a little higher in self-mastery. You'll notice how the things that once distracted you now hold little power. The urge to waste time fades. The temptation to quit loses its pull. Because when your habits are rooted in purpose, you stop negotiating with your excuses. You don't debate whether to do what's necessary. You simply do it. And that kind of clarity, that unwavering commitment, becomes one of your greatest assets. What's remarkable is how discipline begins to influence every area of your life. It doesn't just make you more productive. It refines your thinking. It sharpens your perception. It deepens your appreciation for time, because you realize how precious every moment truly is. You start to see time not as something to pass, but as something to invest. Each hour becomes a chance to deposit effort into your future. And those deposits, small though they may seem, grow into wealth, mental, emotional, and material. Discipline also breeds confidence. When you follow through on your intentions day after day, you begin to trust yourself. That trust is more powerful than motivation. It's the foundation of self-belief. You stop seeking external reassurance because you've proven to yourself through action that you can rely on your own strength. And so, you know that no matter what challenge arises, you will show up and handle it. And that quiet self-assurance radiates outward. Others can sense it even if they can't explain it. But don't mistake confidence for comfort. There will still be days that test you. There will still be moments when the old habits whisper to you when the easier path calls your name. Now, you'll see those moments differently. Every time you resist temptation, you reinforce your strength. Every time you stay consistent, even when it's inconvenient, you're telling your future self, I can be trusted. There's an invisible line between those who wish for success and those who are destined for it. That line is drawn by habit. The dreamers talk about what they want. The disciplined act on what they've decided. The dreamers seek comfort in plans. The disciplined find comfort in execution. And the difference in results is inevitable. To force yourself into habits that attract success means you're willing to embrace discomfort daily. You're willing to feel the strain of growth because you know that on the other side of that strain is transformation. Growth is never gentle. It's a stretching, a reshaping of your old self. It's uncomfortable because it's meant to be. Comfort never builds strength. It only preserves weakness. As you continue this path, you'll start to feel gratitude for the struggle itself. You'll see discipline not as punishment, but as privilege, the privilege of shaping your own life. You'll realize that very few people ever truly take control of their destiny. Most drift, waiting for things to happen. But not you. You've chosen to take the reins. You've chosen to stand where most give up, to act where others hesitate. That choice alone separates you from the masses. And in time, your habits will begin to reward you in ways you couldn't have imagined. Doors will open that once seemed locked. People will notice your consistency and want to work with you, trust you, learn from you. Opportunities that once felt distant will now seem drawn to you, almost as if success itself has been searching for the kind of person you've become. And in truth, it has, because success always seeks discipline, always aligns itself with those who prove they can handle responsibility. But even as rewards come, you'll find your satisfaction doesn't come from them. It comes from the process itself, from the quiet victories that no one else sees. The satisfaction of following through, the pride of knowing you're keeping your word, the peace of living in alignment with your values. That's the kind of fulfillment that no external achievement can replace. When you live by disciplined habits, you also begin to experience life more deeply. Undibly. Your mind clears, your emotions stabilize. You find yourself more patient with others, more compassionate, more focused. Because when you have control over yourself, you no longer feel the need to control everything around you. You're not reactive, you're intentional. And that state of calm power draws people and possibilities into your orbit. You'll begin to understand that discipline is not just about what you do. It's about who you are when no one is watching. It's about integrity in the unseen moments. Fine your character. When you choose to do the right thing when no one will ever know, you're developing moral muscle. That kind of strength is unbreakable. It carries you through challenges that would defeat the undisciplined. And through all of this, you'll come to see that success isn't built in sudden leaps, but in steady climbs. Every repetition, every consistent act, every small step forward adds up. Over time, these small steps become strides, and those strides become momentum. You'll wake up one day and realize that the person you used to be could never have lived the life you now lead. You'll also come to appreciate patience, not passive patience, but active patience. The kind that keeps working, keeps showing up, keeps believing even when results are slow. That's the patience of a builder, the patience of a farmer, the patience of anyone who understands that great things take time. Each day of effort may feel the same, but each day is adding another layer to the structure you're creating. You can't see it yet, but it's there, forming quietly beneath the surface. And the more you persist, the more life rewards you with clarity. You begin to see patterns where others see chaos. You recognize opportunities that others overlook. You sense possibilities before they're visible. That awareness is the gift of consistency. It sharpens your instincts, refines your judgment, and helps you move with precision in a distracted world. Eventually, your discipline becomes a force of attraction. Not because you seek attention, but because consistency has a way of shining through. People are drawn to those who can be relied upon. They trust those who do what they say. They admire those who keep going when it's hard. And that trust, that respect, becomes a currency more valuable than money. It's the foundation of leadership, influence, and lasting success. There will always be challenges, always moments that test your resolve. But those moments no longer define you. They refine you. Each obstacle becomes fuel. Each setback becomes instruction. You no longer fear failure because you've learned that failure can't stop the discipline. It can only redirect them. The person who has mastered habit doesn't crumble when life shifts. They adapt, adjust, and continue forward with calm determination. In the end, what you'll realize is that success was never something you needed to chase. It was something you needed to become ready for. The habits you've built are not just routines. They are the preparation. They have molded you into the kind of person who can handle success, sustain it, and grow from it. You've built the inner architecture that supports everything else. And that, more than anything, is what attracts the life you've always desired.